Hey everybody, what's happening? Willy the Composer is here. I'm back for the 4th of July, Independence Day, which is kind of a tradition on this channel. And is also appropriate because I am now fully independent. I'm out of college, I'm living on my own, I got a job, looking for a better one. You know the story. Um, anyways, just real quick, I wanted to mention, um, this channel is more like an archive of my life, a way for me to document what I'm into at the time, and for people to look back and see and share with the world just what was Willy like, or at this point in time. That's kind of what it's about. I'm not really a content creator, which is why I don't upload that often. I only really make videos when I really want to. Only when I really want to. Anyways, let's get started with the 2020 candidates. I am interested in them right now, I'll tell you what. I was talking with my grandfather on the phone the other day, because it was his birthday, and I call him every year to wish him a happy birthday. And he is a lifelong Democrat. He's in his 80s, and he's been a Democrat since the days of coal and unions in southwestern Pennsylvania. And he watches CNN all the time, which isn't really like him, but that's just because he's in his 80s now, and that's, people get like that. They watch the news all the time, either CNN or Fox or whatever. And he hates Trump, and which is funny because he's the smartest person I know. So I don't argue with him at all. I just let him talk. Even though, if I were honest, I might argue, but I would never argue with my 80-something grandfather. Like, it's not worth it. Anyways, he hates Trump, but even he watched those Democratic debates, and he was like, "What the heck?" He doesn't like any of them. He doesn't like any of them except Joe Biden, which makes sense. Joe Biden's almost as old as he is, and Joe Biden's the most moderate of all of them. The thing about Joe Biden is, he's running like an Obama-style campaign. But if Obama was more honest, like they did the whole illegal immigrant thing, if would you pay for illegal immigrants health care under your health plan? And everybody on the stage raised their hands, which is just a 10-way murder-suicide pact. You kidding me? The taxpayers aren't just going to pay for other taxpayers' health care. They're going to pay for for people who shouldn't even be in this country to have health care. You kidding me? Woo. Even Joe Biden raised his hand. I mean, he kind of did like one of these, like, kind of, let me talk about one point I have to say about that. Look, we all remember a couple years ago when Obama said in his one State of the Union speech that Obamacare would not pay for illegal immigrants. And one of the Republican congressmen, stood up and shouted, "You lie!" And the left media was all outraged about that, about how disrespectful that was. And then guess what? Now Joe Biden, who is the least radical when it comes to health care, is saying even he might pay for illegal immigrants to have health care. The thing about him, though, is even if is he actually probably of all of them stands the best chance of beating Trump, of beating Trump in 2020, and Trump will probably win in 2020. But I don't know, man. He might not survive that primary with all the other leftists. He's just he isn't. Republicans have the concept of red meat. You feed your base to try to do well in the primary, and then you moderate during the general. Well, it's a similar thing. I guess it's blue meat, which would be rotten meat, which is probably appropriate. That he feeds he's not feeding enough of it to the Democrats, okay? And he's not going to do well in the primary, I don't think. He's the front runner, and he can only gain support as more people drop out. But I think that the others are going to make advances on him. And I'll tell you why later when I get to them. Next is Bernie Sanders. Now, Bernie Sanders has been consistently number 2, but he's closer than ever to losing his second place spot, actually. Because his campaign is on a downtrend, because people are not interested in him anymore. He's running the same campaign as 2016 as far as policy goes, but he's being outflanked by other people on the left. They're even crazier than he is. They're even crazier than Crazy Bernie. And he just doesn't have the base he had before because there's more options to choose from. A lot of people abandoned him because he cucked to Hillary and supported her. And, you know, he disappointed me so much I switched my freaking party affiliation. So, I will say, though, that also second in the polls, he probably is the second most likely to beat Trump. I don't think you would, but I think he does have a snowball's chance in hell of beating Trump. I think he could do it. And that's a little scary, but he probably won't win the primary. I mean, just on the trend he's on right now. Next, we have Kamala Harris. Another politician who's going to take black credit even though she's not 100% black. You know, Republicans get get 0%. Black Republicans like Herman Cain and Ben Carson are 100% black but get 0% black credit, but Democrats who are half black like Obama and Kamala Harris get 100% black credit even though they're only 50% black. Which, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not an identity politics person. But for people who are, I don't understand why they do. Oh, I guess I do, because they're leftists. And the thing about Kamala Harris is she sucks. But she might actually stand a chance in the Democratic primary. And honestly, I kind of, in a way, hope that she would win the Democratic primary because she's not going to beat Trump. And she might actually be the one who could knock Biden out. If anybody can, it's probably her, because she's kind of like Obama, and Obama knocked Biden out easily. The Democratic Party is also a lot on the black vote, way big on the black vote. It makes a much bigger portion of the Democratic vote in general. Obama actually won the 2008 primary completely thanks to the black vote. If you take away the black vote from both Hillary and Obama's totals, Hillary completely trounces Obama, but Obama won a lot of primaries because of the black vote, particularly in the South. And that's actually the reason why Joe Biden's number 1 in the polls. He's number 1 because he has the black vote, because he was Obama's vice president. But if Kamala can steal his black support, which she is doing, it's looking bad for Biden. Oh man. She's had a meteoric rise. She went from 6% in the polls back in April to now she's 15%. And she's hot on the heels of Bernie Sanders. She's right behind Bernie. Next we have Elizabeth Warren. Don't like her. Maybe she's kind of like the Bernie, she kind of like has the Bernie base, the Bernie support. She kind of leeches off of him a little bit, and whichever one of them between Bernie and Elizabeth Warren drops out first, the other will get those votes. The other will get that portion. The thing about her is she would not beat Trump, and she probably won't win the Democratic Party, but she does have a chance, maybe even a better chance than Bernie of winning the party, which is funny because she's the Bernie clone. We'll keep going. Pete Buttigieg, or Buttigieg, which is what Sticks Hexenhammer 666 likes to call him, and I think that's just because it sounds like butt geek, which may be a vaguely homophobic insult. But no, Buttigieg is kind of, you see, each one is kind of like a Hillary version, Bernie version, or Obama version. And there's the leading Hillary version is Joe Biden, the leading Bernie version is Bernie, and the leading Obama version is Kamala Harris. And then each one has their one that kind of leeches off of their support. So Warren leeches off of Bernie, and Pete Buttigieg leeches off of Joe Biden. He's at less than 10%. So the four before have at least 10%. From now on, you have less than 10%. And he's the only one between 5 and 10%. So everybody after him is less than 5%. He's got 7%, which is actually falling. Thing is, he wants to pose like he's a centrist to try to get the centrist vote, I guess, and say, well, I'm the mayor of a town in the Midwest. I could win the Midwest. Hey, No. He's got no chance in either the primary or the general. I mean, I think Biden's going to probably start trending down from now on, and that's only going to hurt Buttigieg. I mean, he might sponge up some of his support. The thing is, he's not even really a centrist. He's more of a leftist than Biden ever was, and I also just don't see a gay man winning the presidential election. I mean, who knows? You could have said the same thing in 2008. You said, well, I couldn't see a black man winning an election, and he won easily. And then in 2016, you couldn't have seen a woman win, but she almost fucking won. She got more freaking popular votes. I don't know. Anyways, let's go on to Beto O'Rourke, number 6. Woo, how the not-so-mighty have fallen even further from where they were. He's done for. Done a nosedive. Originally, he was in the top 4. Like, he was up there. The media loved him because he ran against Ted Cruz, and he lost. And now he's going to run. He's like, okay, I lost the running for senator, so now I'm going to lose running for president. Let's lose bigger than last time, I guess, is the goal here. He just doesn't know what he's doing. Up on stage, he doesn't seem prepared. He's nervous, and he's fake. And he acts like he's Hispanic, and he tries to speak Spanish, but he's not Hispanic at all, and it's just weird, man. It's just weird. Next, we have Cory Booker. He is a clone of a clone. So just like Kamala is a clone of Obama, Cory Booker is a clone of Kamala, also not actually fully black. Why can't the Democrats run an actually black person? I don't understand. They're supposed to be the black party. Why are black Republicans more successful than black Democrats? Who knows? The funny thing about Cory Booker is he's terrible, but he's not actually as bad as Kamala Harris. He doesn't piss me off as much. He's maybe a little more in between Obama and Kamala Harris. And that's really all I have to say about him. He's been a steady 2%er. People don't forget to mention him. He's been at like number 6 in the polling ever since freaking April. He's not going anywhere from there. He might be the 6th to the last person to drop out, probably. Now, we have a surprising one. Number 8, Julian Castro. Now, this guy, former HUD secretary under Obama, so they're calling him Secretary Castro, is a Hispanic identity politician. Immigration is his pet issue. He wants to let in everybody, open borders, make them all citizens so that they all vote Dem, and we can have the democratic monarchy for the rest of our lives. Ooh, I don't like him. I mean, he's going up in the polls. He went from a less than 1%er to now actually a 2%er, but still, he's appearing in the polls now, thanks to the debates. And they loved him on the left media. They all thought he won the debate. They thought he was the best of the first night of the debate. Julian Castro is next. Yang Gang, Andrew Yang. Now think about Andrew Yang. Is he became a meme, maybe a forced meme, but a meme nonetheless, with his $1,000 UBI thing, which which is funny because it's like that one meme that I've seen, a meme that it's like the world going to shit, or the world going to shit, but at least I get $1,000 a month. Hey, why wouldn't you vote for Yang? He's not going to get it passed. He wouldn't anyways, even if he were president, which he won't win. But I would think it'd be cool to have him be president. I'm not even going to lie. If he won, I'd be like, okay, let's see what happens. Because he actually admits that Trump identified the right problems with America, that the jobs are going overseas, that middle America is hurting because of the elites on the coast who don't give a damn about the people who make their clothes and make their products and feed them, like outsourcing it all to foreigners, which is just horrible. And he knows that that's not a good thing. He just says that Trump has the wrong solutions. Okay. Probably the most honest of any of them, really. He's kind of like, if you're a Bernie bro, but you didn't completely abandon the Democratic Party, he's definitely your guy. Next, Amy Klobuchar. She rounds out number 10. She's been consistently number 10 in the polls. Has been given a percentage here and there. I actually like her. I'll be honest with you. Of all the Senate Democrats, which they're all horrible. Like, I don't like any of them. Apart from Joe Manchin, who I actually like, and Amy Klobuchar, who I don't dislike. I think she's all right. And the reason I know she's all right is because of the Kavanaugh thing, which looked really bad for Democrats back in 2018. The Kavanaugh thing almost kept the Democrats from taking the House of Representatives. And if it had happened closer to the election, they wouldn't have. I'm convinced. She was actually, of all the Democrats in that committee, she was the only one that was even close to making sense during the Kavanaugh hearing. She had to do her thing. She had to play her role as a Democrat and try to keep Kavanaugh from being, nominated to the Supreme Court. But she was almost respectful. Almost. And I just kind of like her. She seems sweet. She's like a soccer mom. I don't know. She just tickles that feminine side of me for some reason. She has no chance of winning anything, and neither do any of the people come following, by the way, or most of the people. Anyways, yeah, I actually wouldn't be that upset if she won. Most of these people, I'd be completely pissed off if they won, but not her. Next, we have Tulsi Gabbard. Now, a lot of people like, the Kyle Kalinskis and even Styx Hexenhammer have said Tulsi's not so bad. Kind of. Tim Pool likes Tulsi Gabbard a lot, and he's somebody, when I want a centrist spin on the news, he's a little bit far left for my taste, Tim Pool, I gotta say. But he's fair, so I do watch him for occasionally. I admit, it's a guilty pleasure of mine, okay, that I will disgrace myself and indulge in media as left-wing as Tim Pool. I will do it. He actually likes Tulsi Gabbard. I don't like Tulsi Gabbard, I'll be honest. I used to like her. Sargon of Akkad used to like her. Might still like her. I don't know if he still does. I don't like her anymore. Because first of all, she got into a confrontation with my favorite candidate, who we will get to in a little bit. But also, she just seems arrogant when she's on stage. She seems like I got it all figured out. She doesn't seem like she really wants to do anything for the American people so much. She just wants to get us out of foreign wars by any means necessary. Whatever. Extend the olive branch to everybody. Don't worry about America. We won't interfere, ever. Because the Iraq war was just so bad that means we can't ever possibly consider fighting another war, ever. And you know something? I used to be a peace dove like that. Not frickin' anymore, man. Not frickin' anymore. Yes, a lot of the military engagements that the United States has been in the past half century have been wrong, and we shouldn't have been there. Not the Gulf War, though, the first one. That was fine. But the thing is, she's actually too much of a dove for me, and that's the reason a lot of people like her. Is that's her pet issue? Is she anti-war? I'm not that anti-war. I mean, and I'm pretty anti-war. I would never fight a war unless you had to. But she's making me feel like they even asked her, "What would you do? What would you do though? Like, would you actually go to war?" And would you go to war? And she's like, "Well, we'd have to do what we'd have to do." She wouldn't. She'd be like the one who we'd get nuked and she wouldn't even nuke back. No, I don't want that for a president. I actually like Trump's foreign policy in that regard, that he's unpredictable, that you have to be careful around the United States military because who knows what that crazy man Trump will do. I'd like that. That's called deterrence. That's good. That's what won the Cold War. Other than the Soviet Union collapsing because its system was completely broken. But that's what Ronald Reagan did anyways, and that helped contribute to the end of the Cold War, for sure. All of this, no, we're peaceful, we won't hurt you. That doesn't get you anywhere in that doesn't get you anywhere in international politics. And, yeah, anyways, let's just keep going here. Michael Bennet. I don't know why, but he's appearing in the polls. Who is this man? Why is he running? The only one that goes out and talks shit about Mitch McConnell, I guess, has a grudge. Does he want to be vice president? He doesn't even seem like he could be that. Nothing to say about him. Kirsten Gillibrand. Woman. Fundamental human right of abortion. I nearly fell on the floor laughing when I heard her say that. I don't think she did in the debate, but she did in one of the speeches I saw that she gave. That we should protect the fundamental human right of abortion. You want to talk about out to lunch. Woman, pay gap, woman, I'm a woman, look at me, I'm a woman. Thank God she's going nowhere. Tim Ryan, number 13. He has appeared in polls before. Or number 14, he has appeared in polls before. Tim Ryan. He's my favorite. And he's the one that I might, maybe, possibly, could potentially, who knows, actually vote for. Maybe. He's definitely my favorite. I mean, he's a Middle Westerner from Ohio. He talks with an accent, I love it. Thing is, he's a little too cozy with unions, which I don't like, because fuck unions, they're the worst. But, and he could actually, who knows, he might actually even be able to beat Trump. Probably not, because he might not inspire the American people as a way. But he did well in the debates, I think, until Tulsi got on his case about, we need to leave the Middle East now and never go back, and who cares what the consequences are. It's, we're already too late in leaving, And he's like, well, no, we should be careful here. And people were like, yeah, go Tulsi, she won that. I was like, what the frick, man? This is awful. I like Tim Ryan. He won't do, he doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell of winning the primary. But, man, come on. That just shows what this party is like, man. Somebody like him. Nobody even gives half a second of thought to this guy having potential. It's a damn shame. And you know what else is a damn shame? Next one up, Steve Bullock, who has appeared in the polls but did not appear in the debates. Steve Bullock, governor of Montana. I mean, he's the governor of Montana, right? He may be a Democrat, but he has to be sensible to some degree to be elected governor of the great state of Montana. It's just criminal that he wasn't given the debate. I did watch some of his speeches, and he was talking about dark money in politics, getting that out. He actually seems a little bit leftier than I would have assumed. So I'm not into him as much. But still, he deserved to be in the debate. Frickin' heck. Next, Jay Inslee, governor of Washington, all about climate change. Oh my God, what a pet issue to have, climate change, for that to be your thing. Look, I agree. I actually agree with climate change and global warming. I do actually think that those events, that those are occurring. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. But I think there may actually be some room for some environmental policy in that direction. Honest to God, I actually do. And I think people should probably do more to help protect the earth. But no, it's not. It's not worth sacrificing the economy. The situation is not that dire. People don't like it when you call climate activists alarmists, but they really are. They have to be, because people aren't seeing the effects. Oh, you're seeing the effects. You're seeing the water levels rise in Miami. You're seeing, okay, so it's going to get 1 degree Celsius hotter in the next 100 years. And the coastlines are going to retreat a little bit, and people have to move further inland. What a tragedy. How awful. Oh, and more hurricanes. Instead of getting, a couple dozen a year, we'll get a couple dozen a year, Okay. Whatever. Honest to God. I think we should protect the environment. I like clean water, clean air, clean soil, but I'm not going to go break in the piggy bank and have the United States fall as a world power. That's actually where it really lies. I'm not going to have the United States take a step down as a world power for something like that. Hell no. Actually, honest to God, I wouldn't have the United States take a step down as a world power for anything. Yeah, I can't think of a single thing that would be worth sacrificing greatest country in the world status. I'm sorry. Yeah, no way. No. Just no. John Hickenlooper, Mr. Big Tent. He wants to bring everybody together. That's his whole thing, is he wants to be progressive, but pragmatic. He wants to be a dreamer, but a doer, He wants to have his cake and eat it too. He's thinking, maybe if I be both, I'll get some Joe Biden and I'll get some Bernie type voters. He's neither. He's doomed to fail. John Delaney. Man needs to close his eyes. He's always like, damn, Delaney, what is so fucking surprising, brother? I'm always wondering, man. He's like, calm down, brother. Also, on a side note, fuck Maryland. I'm just going to come out and say it. And not Western Maryland, not Appalachian Maryland, because they're basically my people. But anything freaking east of the Piedmont can just go fuck itself. Maryland sucks. Fuck Baltimore. Fuck crabs. Fuck the Chesapeake Bay. I don't give a damn. Your whole freaking stupid ass bay is really just a fat ass Susquehanna River. It's just our Susquehanna River. Okay. I don't even give a... Okay, fuck you. Well, fuck you, Maryland. Hardcore. Next, Marianne Williamson. Now, she's never been in the polls, but she was in a debate. She's an author. I'll talk about her. I actually kind of think she's kooky. I actually kind of like her in that way. By far the best woman is Amy Klobuchar. But Marianne Williamson... Okay, she's funny. She doesn't have any policies. She hasn't actually said anything substantive at all, which is actually kind of a good thing for these freaking Democrats, because every policy they say is, completely fucked. I'm not even really talking about the policies so much as the candidates themselves. Okay, we're almost done here. I want to get this under a half hour. Bill de Blasio, mayor of New York, the worst. I fucking hate him. I fucking hate him completely. I thank God every day. Every day I thank God that Bill de Blasio doesn't have a chance of winning an election. Thank God. He's just so awful. I just can't stand him. His politics are the worst. New York City, which I don't even really like that much, does not deserve to have such a terrible thing in charge. I would actually consider, joining a paramilitary group if he were president. I would hate him. I hate him. And there was also another guy who was in the debate, but he's never appeared in any poll, and nobody cares about him. Eric something, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about him.